Hello and welcome to Central Florida Salute. I'm your host, Bob Peters, and I'm in Claremont, Florida at Post 55, American Legion. And I have a fellow cloud pounder, United States Air Force, Dan Propp. Is that how you say your last name?
Propp, just like you said it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Look, I got it right. I don't usually do that.
That doesn't happen very often.
I don't usually get it right the first time. Dan, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from originally?
Originally, I am from Chicago area. Lived in Chicago.
Chi-town.
Yes, I was born in Chicago. From the time I was 5 to the time I joined the Air Force, I lived in Evanston, which is just north of Chicago.
Okay, and what year did you join the Air Force? Why did you join the Air Force?
My brother had joined the Air Force a few years before me. I had graduated from high school. I went to college for a year at night school, and I didn't want to get drafted, so I joined the Air Force.
And what year was that?
1955.
55. See, the Korea ended in 53, right?
No, Korea.
Or that started in 53.
The Korea ended in, according to the records, January of 56.
Yeah, okay.
But the activity.
It was a winding down.
It was the activity ended much before that.
Okay, so where'd you go to basic?
I went to basic at Sampson Air Force Base in Geneva, New York, on the Finger Lakes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if that base is it there?
No. It was when they started, and I think it wasn't there when I finished the Air Force. I don't think. I think all basic training was done at Lackland.
I remember hearing about it. But anyway, so you're 1955,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Eisenhower's president.
Yes.
Yeah, and because we started coming in 55. We started coming in as advisors into Vietnam. You know, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
But okay, so when you went to basic, you went to training for what?
After basic, I was a casual for a while. They had wanted me to go to Yale for Chinese language school, but I was too smart for that, and I decided not to go wait for the credits from Yale. I went, they sent me to Scott as a personnel specialist school.
Oh, okay. So you were pretty smart when you were in high school, huh?
I don't think so. I do okay.
You speak Chinese?
No.
No.
I'd say chop suey or chow mein, and that's about it.
Yeah. So you said you went where? Where'd you go after?
I went to Scott Air Force Base in near St. Louis, in Belleville, Illinois, and I went for personnel specialist school, which includes training for records, finance, morning reports, and some other financial personnel information.
Did you do that for your entire career when you
Yes, for the entire remaining 3 years of my career.
Yeah. So what exactly did you do?
Paperwork, yes.
Paperwork.
I flew in Underwood.
You said something about being with a MAC, the Military Airlift Command. What was that?
Yeah, well, the outfit I went to after school was in Japan, small auxiliary airfield called Gifu Air Force Auxiliary Airfield. The unit I was with had just come a month or two before I joined it from Korea. They had been in Korea. One of the squadrons had lost their colors in Korea because of the number of casualties that they had. But I joined them in Japan, which is, Gifu is a small area about 25 miles northwest of Nagoya, Japan.
So you were stationed in Japan?
I went from Scott to Japan, yes.
Oh, okay.
By boat, which was not the greatest.
Hey, You know, when you're in the service, you don't get luxury, you know.
No, I know, but
When they sent me overseas, they put me in the belly of a plane. There was no stewardess, no movie, no nothing, you know. But that's what it is when you're in the service,
I know
right?
that.
Yeah. So what rank did you get up to?
Well, when I left Scott, I was a airman second class. When I finished the Air Force, I was an airman second class. Never got broke, never got promoted. So
you didn't make it a career then?
No. 3.5 years was career enough.
So other than Japan, did you go anywhere else?
Well, our outfit spent about 18 months in Japan. Then the outfit got transferred to Okinawa.
Oh, Okinawa. I've been there.
Okay.
I just got off the plane, got back on, and off we went again.
All right. I was at Kadena Air Force Base in Okinawa and spent about 5.5 months there.
So that's where they had, but they had bombers there too then, right?
Yeah. But we were the same outfit, cargo planes.
Yeah, you were a MAC, Military Air Command.
Yes.
Yeah.
And after that, I got transferred from Kadena to Palm Beach Air Force Base, which was a nice.
I would think so. Yeah. So how long were you at Palm Beach?
I was there for about, trying to remember now, it was less than a year. And then they asked me if I was interested in going to taking the IBM programmer's test and going to programming school, and they said, you'll get your stripe if you do, and I said no for that. So then they had a.
You should have done that, because you get a programming, and that's the computers are really starting up, and now you could be a computer whiz.
I know. I did.
Still are, right?
I did that, but not for Uncle Sam, for City Service Oil Company.
Oh, okay.
What happened was that after that, they transferred me up to Orlando Air Base. They needed a person here, and I was here for about 2 months, 3 months. At the time, one of the advantages of being in the personnel office was that we became aware of all the things, of a lot of openings, a lot of laws that were passed, and Eisenhower had said that if anybody was not going to re-enlist and wanted to get out, they'd give them a 60-day or 90-day early release. So I signed up for that, and that put me back to March, I believe. And then I had applied for college, and I got on top of that, another early release of about 60 days for college, which took me back to January. And anybody who was going to be released in January were given another month to 6 weeks for school. So I got out on the 11th of December and from Orlando Air Base, and went home in December weather to Chicago.
So you got an early out.
I got 3 early outs I put
Three
together.
early outs. I got a 1-day early out when I was in. But anyway, that's the way it goes. So you did how many years?
3.5.
3.5.
Yes.
Wow. Because normal 4 years.
Normally, I had signed for a 4-year active duty and then an additional 4 years of inactive reserve. So I didn't.
Do you ever think maybe you should have stayed in? In hindsight?
Hindsight, I'm glad I didn't go to take them up on the Yale School, but after that, no, not really.
Yeah.
I did all right outside.
Yeah, you learn a lot in the service, you know.
Yes, you do.
And I did it. It helped me in my career, you know, when I got out. But so you got out, and what did you do?
I served for a year, or not a year, but about 6 months. I worked as an audit clerk for the First National Bank of Chicago. And then I went from there and became a accounting clerk for City Service Oil Company. And about 6 or 7 months after I was at City Service, they were offering to everybody in the company the IBM programming test. And I took the test and did better than anyone else in the country.
So you're good with computers?
Yes.
Because I need help with mine.
I need help now.
Oh.
But technologies have changed so much over the years.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in 1956, I started, no, was it 56? Might have been late 56, early 57. I started working for City Service Oil Company, and then I worked for them for about 8 or 9 months, and then I went to programming school for them and was a programmer for them. They transferred me to Philadelphia, and I worked for them for a number of years and transferred to a couple other places, or changed jobs a couple times. Went to work for McGraw-Hill Publishing in Central New Jersey.
Oh, you got around.
And then worked for McGraw-Hill in both New Jersey and in New York City. And after that, I became a computer contractor for a couple of years and then retired.
Wow. Wow. You get around. But how did you wind up in Florida? You just decided to retire and said,
No,
hey.
no. What happened was that I was working as an independent contractor, and my daughter had she had chosen to go to work for Walt Disney World here in Florida.
Oh, okay.
And I was between contracts at the time, and I wanted to try going into business for myself. When I had bought a computer-generated sign franchise that lasted about a year.
Why is that?
It cost me about $100,000 all told,
Oh, wow.
not counting the loss of income. But and brought that down to Florida, and that lasted a very short time, and then got out of that, and I temped for a little while, doing clerical work, just clerical work as temping, and then what the case was is that technologies were changing so fast.
Oh yeah,
and I was just getting tired of chasing new technologies.
I can understand that because, you know, I never knew how to use a computer, and then one day when I was home, my grandson, who was 14 at the time, and my wife says, Eric, go show Pop how to use a computer. He goes, okay, Pop, here, you do this, you do that. I said, okay, thanks. I'm going to go watch television. I couldn't keep up.
No.
I've gotten a little better, but I'm no computer whiz.
No, it takes. I no longer. I depend upon my son-in-law for any computer advice now, because I'm not that familiar with it.
Yeah, I count on my.
I let the technology pass me by. So,
well, that's the beauty about being, you know, older. We can just say, hey, you know.
But what I had done, and after I had moved from an apartment to our house in Oakland, I had time on my hands, and I became a volunteer at the VA.
Oh, that's good.
And I volunteer there. I do work in the volunteer office, primarily computer entry work.
Do you volunteer work now anywhere?
Yes, I still work there after.
At the VA?
At the VA.
Which VA?
Lake Baldwin.
Lake Baldwin, okay.
Okay, and I volunteer there in the voluntary office. I've accrued about a little over 14,000 hours of volunteer there. I also had volunteered for about 15 years at the Arnold Palmer Golf Tournament.
God bless you, brother. God bless you. You know, we need people like you, people to make a difference, you know, especially for veterans and stuff. You know, they pay a big price, and we should all be there for them. But, yeah, that's great.
And now what I had made a lot of friends with at the Orlando VA with members of the Italian American war veterans, and I had joined that organization, and I had a number of offices in there, including the post commander and the State Department commander of the Italian American war veterans, and then we folded up because I was in my late 70s. I was the youngster.
You were the youngster? Wow.
Our post folded because so many of our members just had passed away. Yeah. And at that point, I was friends with, at the VA, friends with the then VAVS rep for the American Legion at Orlando Medical Centers. And so he was looking to retire from that and asked me if I would take that position. And I said, yes, I'll take that position.
Do you help out here with the service officer and stuff? Or no?
No, I don't have much to do with Dwayne Thrift, who is our service officer.
He's a great guy.
Yes, he is. And I had worked with Dwayne when we were both part of the Home at Last Foundation. He was secretary of that for a while, and I was the treasurer of that for a while.
Talk a little bit about the Home at Last. What is that?
What it was is that I'm trying to get dates set in my mind. In the around 2013, 2014, pardon me. It's a organization that was founded to provide a mortgage-free home for combat disabled veterans.
Is this still in existence?
No, it's not.
Oh.
Both of the founders had died. We had a all-volunteer board, and we had built 9 homes, 8 of them in Oakland, Florida, where I reside, and 1 in Winter Garden, Florida. The 9th home was in Winter Garden, Florida.
Yeah, I just did a thing with my Eagles in Okahumpka. We went down to DeLand. No, we went down to Bradenton. Tunnel to Towers, T2T.
Yes, they have a...
Yeah, we donated $2,001 to them for my Eagles, and they are building a lot of houses and stuff.
Yes.
And for veterans and their families. Police and firemen too. It's a great organization. There are a lot of great organizations.
Oh yes,
you know.
Yes.
But you got to get involved, and that's what I like about you. You got involved.
And with the Home at Last, what was happening is that I was treasurer, and we had determined this to be our last house. But the contractors here in Central Florida were so generous, I didn't write out probably more than $50,000 in checks for a house, for a $500,000 house.
Wow.
And because
those guys still, because we got a house we're building in Eustis, with Villagers for Veterans, and they need a roof on it and everything. So if you're listening out there, all you contractors, get a hold of Villagers for Veterans.
That's good.
I can try, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, listen, so how long you been a member here?
I think about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Yes. With Dwayne brought me into here, And since then, I've now the VAVS rep for Orlando Medical Centers here in Florida, also the finance officer for Post 55.
Oh, you're the finance officer.
Yes, I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
Everybody else, I'm slow because of my age, and I don't step back like
Well, what are you
everybody
now,
else.
71, 72?
No, I wish. How many keys are there on a piano?
All of them, I don't know.
88.
Oh, 88.
I had my 88th
Well,
birthday.
you're doing
couple
well,
months.
and you're keeping active, and you're making a difference, and that's, you're my kind of people. But I think we're pretty much wrapped it up,
All right.
and this is a lovely post that we had a great time being here. I want to thank you for
I want to
spending some time with us. And you saw how I ended the show because you were watching.
Yes, I
And you're
did.
ready, right?
I'm ready.
To all our veterans out there, active military and their families, we salute you for all you do. Till next time.